WIwrestle podcast. What's going on, dude?
Nothing. I don't know. Same old stuff. Nothing. I don't know. Went to bed late, got up early, was kind of sleepy. Vibes were high though this morning, so riding the vibes right now, riding the energy of that.
It was double digits temperatures yesterday, and now we're back below.
Is it? I don't even. I
Oh, it's 2
genuinely
degrees
don't
now.
know
It was
the weather.
-1 when I woke up this morning.
Shut up. Really?
Yeah.
I just go with it's cold. It's really cold, and I don't want to go outside cold, or the opposite. It's cold. I can run in this. I can definitely run it. I don't need a jacket, shorts, and then it's after that. Yeah, I don't know. I just gotta do the old. All right, that's the weather.
Still bummed out about the Highlander, but we got another big one this weekend. We will be live from Pulaski High School for the Pulaski Invitational. Very, very good tournament. Take a quick look at some of these teams. It's going to be a great field.
Yeah, team rankings, Jake. I mean, look at in that field. We've got 2 number 1 teams in the state. We got Kaukauna number 1, Coleman's number 1 in the state. Casco is 5. Port Washington was just ranked. They, I believe, just slid out if I'm remembering correctly. And then
Pulaski could or should be ranked. More on that later. But loaded field, we'll touch on that more later.
Casco, Bayport, Coleman, Kaukauna, all ranked. I think there's 4 ranked teams, maybe 5. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head.
But it should be a great day wrestling. We'll touch on that.
8. Yeah. Sorry. Sorry.
But a lot of new stuff out on Rokfin. I released the most dominant wrestlers. That was a lot of fun to go through and put together. So check that out. Then I did a little bit of stats. I went through and picked out every single freshman that was in the rankings, which was a lot. Well, not a lot of wrestlers, but 9.7% to be exact of the whole field.
Isn't it? I think we talked about this. Yeah, I like that. I like that stats that you did. If you guys haven't read that yet, Jake, with the article that he wrote with all freshmen in the rankings, he breaks it down by some numbers. I like it. It was really cool. I like sometimes just looking at numbers, specifically numbers is
interesting.
Yes, it's fun looking at like actual stats and statistics. So go check that out. You're doing a girls one as well, right?
Yep, I'll get to the girls this afternoon. That was just kind of wanted to space them out a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Have a different article for the girls.
Interesting to note on that one. I think we've talked about this before. I don't know if we talked about it live on the show or just in like between us, but I think it still remains true. At one in D3, there's like nobody ranked above as a freshman above like 126 or 132, something like that, I believe. At least I know it was like that like 3 weeks ago.
Well, I've got some more stuff to share on it later, so let's touch on that later. I'll pull it up. We'll dive into it a little bit more because I was going to share some of the other stats that came along with it. I thought it was kind of interesting.
Oh, okay.
But lots of new content. We got the pound for pound coming out today. We've got the girls freshman ranking. We've got a girls preview for one of the events this weekend. We've got some WIAC stuff coming up. So we've got a lot of stuff that will be posted. But let's jump in
right after the show.
Yeah. Jump into some results from this past week. A little bit slimmer of a week, just with a lot of stuff on Friday getting canceled. But Monorail of Oconomowoc, definitely butchered that. If someone knows how to say that, let me know. Bounced back after a close loss at the Norski. He takes out D2 number 2 Mao 6-2 in the Monroe Invite final. So a nice win for him against a different division. Lincoln Swick, holy smokes, he kind of steals the show at the Monroe Invite. He techs returning state champ and finalist Shane Rokan of Dodgeville. I did not see that coming. Ever since that loss to Moody, Swick has kind of been on a tear. Obviously dropped a couple matches at the Cheesehead, but if we're looking at kind of what freshmen might have the most potential.
Is it Rokan or Roshan?
It might be Roshan, now that you say that.
I know we do that with but he's good. I mean, he's
good.
Champion, state finalist, and next year, like he's legit.
He I saw when I watched him at the Norski finals, he was wrestling someone that I don't believe was ranked, and if he was ranked, it was a low end guy. Um, it looked like he ran out of steam. I don't know if he's battling an injury, or if he had a sickness, or just his conditioning wasn't great, but he definitely kind of like slowed down in that third period. So I wonder if something's going on with that. But I mean,
Mm,
Swick's attacks, he's great in all three positions, but that was an
it is.
interesting result.
It's dynamic.
Um, Lumberjack invite, uh, kind of a big one. We'll see this guy at Pulaski this weekend. Unranked freshman Elijah Tibbs of Pulaski takes
Mm-hmm.
out the one seed, who is D3 number two in the semis, but then Carson Weiler, D3 number
Regan
four,
Roy,
comes
that's
in.
not only number two. Regan Roy's a state champ.
Yeah, so that's a big win for the freshman out of Pulaski. Uh,
Yeah, huge.
Weiler on the other side was probably expecting a little D3 showdown between 2 and 4, but Weiler gets it done in the finals against Tibbs 4-1. We'll see Tibbs this weekend in his home gym, so kind of excited to see how he keeps that steam going. And then D3 number 3, Zaid Grassel of Auburndale with the victory over D2 number 4, Tristan Smallzall. And then D2 or D1 number 2, Nico Kleinschmidt with a nice win over D3 number 3, Willie Graham by fall. Auburndale wins that event, which makes
The
them.
Willie Graham thing with 215 just I don't know. I still get like I haven't seen him like physically since was that not last year but the year before King of the North, so like a solid year and a half ago, I guess. I haven't seen him since then, and at that King of the North he wrestled heavyweight and I didn't think he looked small by any means. I was
And
like
now he's 215.
very appropriate sized heavyweight. Yeah, and now he's at 250. I'm like it I just like, did he just, trim some of the baby fat? Because he was young, trim some of the baby fat. Now he's just like this jack lean guy at two. Like, yeah, I'm curious. I'm just curious because I haven't seen him in quite some time. And from going from heavyweight now to 215, usually, especially if you're a younger guy and you're dropping, I feel like that's what that sort of indicates is you're maturing like physically and you're kind of
Yeah,
shedding that weight off, right?
especially with some of those bigger guys. It's always interesting when those heavyweights drop down. Um, Moving on to the SCF Interstate Classic, St. Michael Albertsville, number 1 in Class 3A out of Minnesota. They kind of stole the show for the first couple weights, but the first champ came at 126 pounds for a Wisconsin champ. D1, number 10, Waylon Deaton, River Falls, wins the title at 126 pounds. And then kind of the highlight of the tournament for Wisconsin was Braden Johnson with a massive win over number 3, Chase Mills of St. Michael Albertville. Very nice takedown late in the match to secure that victory. He is up for Wrestler of the Week voting. That is open for a little bit longer. Moving on to the Sparta invite, D1 number 2 Rex Lancaster of Holman over D2 number 2 Weiss 5-3, so a nice win there in the finals. And then Holman with another title with D1 number 3 Brock Needham. He beats D2 number 3 Braden Hale Tooney 6-3 in the finals. That was the Spartan invite. And then two other just interesting results came from the Herb Tyler Invitational. D3 number 2 Parker Spearings over Logan Shad 4-1 in the final. Shad's had some nice wins this season, so nice match there. And then Olin Newville, this dude just likes to have very crazy matches.
Yeah,
He
he might be a guy that we might just have to set. We just gotta hire someone to follow him around from now on. And just
he
put a
beats
camera on top
D3
of him.
number 1 Ham 22-15. That's crazy. That's a hell of a match. I wish that was on video because if you rewind to the Fond du Lac invite, he had that 56-point match where he teched the dude like 26 or something. I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah,
Um, Crazy. Gas tank machine.
yeah, he has to be a gas tank. If you're scoring that many points, I don't care. Like,
You put up 22 points in a match where you give up 15 against the number 1 ranked wrestler, you have a gas tank. That's nuts. Real. Unreal. But
he's something, isn't he?
that is insane. But
I remember him in like youth, like a bit younger, and he was always a scrappy little guy. It is kind of cool seeing some of those guys that you've been in that situation. You coach guys and middle school or youth or whatever it is, and then they get older and you're like you kind of see them come into their more of their form as a high schooler. Yeah, it's like dang, you've come a long way.
um, also, kind of interesting to note, and this kind of plays into the thing that you posted on social media the other day. Hawken Peterson surpasses 150 career wins, but he is
Yeah.
also undefeated throughout his 3.5 years in high school. This prompted you to do a little bit of digging.
Isn't that crazy?
It is insane that he hasn't lost a match.
I'm still to pause. I know we're on that topic, but it's similar. I'm still mad about Koji Campbell should be an undefeated. He should be an undefeated four-time state champ. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He 1,000% should be. For those that don't know, he had that one loss. The one loss was the most BS crap I've ever seen. Of a stupid slam call gets DQ'd, and it wasn't a slam, and the guy was fine, and it's just they literally decided to. Oh, I can't even get into it. He got
That was
hosed.
that was bad. I remember. Obviously, I wasn't going for an undefeated career, but it was late my junior year. I was undefeated, and I had one of those weird calls on me, and it was like a double leg, and the guy just flopped. And thank God the dude was chill because he was completely fine. But dude, some of those coaches and athletes, like they'll take that stupid win and they'll run with it. And I was like, if
It's
I
so
get DQ'd from this, and that's my one loss on the season, I'm be pissed.
I'm
But
already
to have a
DQ'd. I'm gonna
full,
go ahead and double leg that coach through the freaking stands.
but to have that happen to someone that's going for unbeaten whole entire career is just absurd. Absurd.
Yeah.
Unless it's
And it
like
is.
the most
I've
blatant
straight
thing
up
ever.
seen it happen too. I've seen it happen where a coach is like, stay down. Or the kid like starts to get back up. This happened to me once when I was in high school. The kid like popped back up, and then I remember the coach is like, whoa, are you okay? You're okay. Go sit back down. It's like,
Take a second.
shut
Take
the
a
heck
second.
up. Don't be that guy. If you're that guy and someone wants to come over and pop you one in the back of the head, you deserve it. I don't care if it's a duel on the line and if your guy gets the injury for or the DQ points for the team and you win the duel. You don't want to win that way. You don't
Yeah.
want to win that way. Come on. What are we doing?
So
You're in a contact mixed martial arts sport. Oh,
what
anyways, yeah, Hawken Peterson though finishes out this year undefeated, which I mean all signs are pointing to that being the case.
his toughest test is going to come to the freshman Easton Cameroon, but I don't see any.
I agree.
I
He's
mean,
good.
Cameroon's tough. That dude's going to be very good these next couple of years. Probably will
Yep.
be a freshman state finalist, but Hawkins just kind of there's levels. That's how it
There's
goes.
levels.
But what
That's
is
how
your
it goes.
question? You said you're gonna really. It's
Oh,
kind of tricky a little bit.
trivia question with a little what did I call it? With a little come on. A trivia question. Oh, trick question.
Trick
There's a little
question.
trick question to it. Yeah, yeah.
Getting tricky
So
on it.
here is the question. Can you name the three career, so you got to have completed your career, the three career undefeated multiple time state champions from Wisconsin? This is, as I said, a little bit of a trick question.
I mean, I know
So,
it because I researched it.
yes,
But
because we talked about it. But for those wondering the answer, can you name it? Or if you want to throw it in the comments real quick, what you thought. I'm sure there's a little delay here that we're
30 seconds TV time.
Is it a 30-second TV delay? Is that how much
I think
from
so.
us live here to like what they get on Facebook?
Yep.
Dang, it's really 30 seconds. All right. So
Believe-
that's probably about 15 to 20 seconds.
One.
So now they have a buffer. So you're going to put it in the three undefeated multiple time state champions from Wisconsin, career undefeated. Who are they? Hint, it's a trick question. Answer, the answer is first we've got the first four-timer ever in Matt Huntke from Pittsville. He was 117-0. Then we have, everyone knows this name, Kevin Black from River Falls, 157-0. And then we have Jared Donor, four-time state champion. He's from, I have this. Donors from
Cuba City.
Is it Medford or something like that?
Cuba City.
Cuba City. Okay. 189-0, I believe, is his career record. The trick question to it is there is another one. Mason Kaufman is a two-time state champion from Wisconsin, but a career undefeated record. He, if you recall, I believe it was his junior year. He won it as a sophomore. He got injured and didn't take a loss as a freshman. Won it as a sophomore. Junior year makes the state finals, but has to go to the emergency room after the semifinals because he had a heart problem issue thing that could not wrestle in the finals and had to take some time after that. So that counted as a forfeit in the finals. That does not count as a loss on his record. And then he came back undefeated as a senior and won it again. So that's the trick question. Sorry, he did text me about this. Sorry to my buddy Devin Barr. He was close, but he did injury forfeit out of a match at Bi-State, and that was his only career loss. So sorry, Devin. You you had one loss on your career when you injury forfeited. Shouldn't have tore your ACL, man. Shouldn't have done that in the quarterfinals.
I wonder if I'm looking at this list now. I wonder if Bobby Wanakee and Cole Wanakee are related. They're both four timers, but different schools.
Oh, where are they? What are the schools? Because maybe it's
Ithaca and then Dodgeville.
Oh, I don't know where Ithaca is, but I know where Dodgeville is on a map at least.
Because we know that more than likely
I mean, what are
Taylor
the odds?
and
What are
Clayton
the odds?
Whiting
They're
are going
definitely
to be
related.
brother and
They're
sister
probably
four
cousins.
timers.
They could be cousins. Those guys are definitely cousins.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Well, you got the Marcos too.
Yeah. It's nuts. Well, yeah. It's nuts that how many that we've had in the past couple of years. It's insane. Because this year it will be.
Oh, Chris says they're brothers, and there was TJ too. I don't know who TJ is.
I wasn't even born
Did
at
you
this time.
know I found this when I was doing this research? So there's Jordy and Josh Crass.
Yeah.
Both of them three-time state champs, obviously.
Hmm.
Do you know they have an older brother who's also a state champion?
Nope.
Jake Crass. He won it as a sophomore and was injured as a junior and senior, but he also wrestled at Madison too, I guess, for a couple of years.
Is this
Didn't know they had an older brother that was also really good.
well, you're working on a best families article.
I am, and I tell you what, that takes some digging because trying to find stuff is hard, and I am doing my best. I am going to put them in an order when I finish it, but of what I think is.
Bold.
Yeah, and I'll explain my logic to it of
Are you
kind of
going
how
just high
I'm
school
dating it.
accolades? Or are you going college accolades?
All of it. So like all of it considered. So obviously, for example, like an Angie and Maddie, like the Bianchi family, they haven't completed their
Still to be
careers,
written.
but it's all factored in. It's just like you don't get that extra couple years of whatever for you. But what I'm putting a lot of weight into. Okay, so like a family like the Petersons or the Askrens, there's two of them, and they're pretty damn elite,
But
right?
they climbed to the highest level.
And so they're on right, and they've climbed the highest ladders, right? So they'll be in there somewhere. But I genuinely haven't ordered it yet. But I don't know where they're going to land if you like think of say a Becker or Bianchi because I'm adding more and it's families as in siblings. I'm not doing the whole cousin thing because that is so hard to track. People have different last names and siblings. So I'm adding more weight to if you have like 2, 3, 4, 5 siblings that all have a good amount of success. Like if you do it through the whole thing of the siblings, that's carrying a lot of weight. Where specifically I haven't determined yet when it comes to like obviously like the Olympic gold medals or the NCAA you know what I'm saying, so like how does that weigh, but having a bigger family and all of them having success, given the nature of what the article is best families, that weighs in for certain. So I don't know what the order is yet. I've still been trying to research all different families, but yeah, so that one's fun. That one's fun. And I'm sure there's going to be some families that I'm just simply too much of a youngin to remember. But I have tried to dig and find some older ones and be like, okay, don't forget these people, But there's just simply just people that I just don't know. You know what I mean? Or I didn't know that they were related, and I'm trying. So if you have suggestions of families I should look at, don't just be throwing stuff out there. But
Random last names.
yeah, well, this one's a state champ, and this one was a state champ. So you're going to need more than that to make that list. I'll tell you that.
Interesting. Well, so now I'm thinking about this year at the Kohl Center. I believe it's just three people that could be four timers. It's Whiting, Hawken, and Kellen, right? There's
Yes.
no one from D3. It's just those three.
Yes. I believe so. We've talked about this early in the year. I do believe so.
There's a few three timers, but
Yeah, there'll be a couple
and
of
then
three
I
times.
then I start to think who would be the next once these three are done. Is there
I already said
anyone
who's the next. Oh, I see.
like who is the next one's up and coming? I
Like,
mean, a
is there another one
Warhol.
next year or the year before
I don't
that
know
have already
about
freshman stuff? Willie Duchemin right now is on. He's
Hammond.
got two.
Is that? I think
Well,
that
so
might
Roshan lost in the finals.
his freshman year, but last year.
Frey is, or is
Oh,
it
Frey and Balling.
Balling won his freshman year. Frey was a
He won.
sophomore
Or
last year.
oh, he's a junior right now.
Yes, if I'm remembering, I'm pretty certain.
But it's always interesting. It seems like it might slow down a little bit. I mean, that one year there was like five of them.
Yes, that was
It was
hectic.
nuts.
Yes.
But jump into Wrestler of the Week. The voting is still open. We'll announce the winner after the show. But we got Braden Johnson for his big
Yeah,
win
praise.
at the SCF Invite. Swick for his win over Rochon. Sawyer Daly.
You said his name three different. I just want. I
Rocco,
mean,
dude,
you've said it
it goes
three
in
different
one ear,
ways
goes
so
out the
far
other.
this episode.
Sawyer Daly picks up career pin number 100, which is kind of bonkers. That's a lot of pins. I think he's pinned every single person this year, like under a minute.
He's a pinning under a minute.
Dude, from what I looked, it looks like every pin is fast.
Dude is a pinning machine, though. Have you seen him? Have you seen him, Jake?
Yeah, I've seen him.
He
He's
is
up.
a big, long, and like not big as in just a big person. He's jacked.
He is the bigger, more built version of Silas.
Yes, he is.
Just up
Sorry,
two
Silas,
weights.
but it's true.
I mean, you slap on 20 plus more pounds, you got a bigger version.
No, they're the same size. I think Silas is actually bigger than Sawyer weight wise.
What weight did Silas wrestle? Didn't he wrestle like 70s his senior year?
No, he wrestled Ingham in the finals at, is it 82 or 95?
Oh, so the
So
other side.
they're, I mean, relatively the same size. Sawyer though, from my understanding, Sawyer likes lifting the weights. I don't know about. I think Silas maybe now that he's in college, but in
You don't
high
really get a
school,
choice in college. You better like the weights.
yeah, I don't know that Silas liked lifting the weights in high school, but from what I've heard, Sawyer is a fan of it.
So we got him, and then rounding out the last spot for the nominees is Hawken Peterson for his 150th win and being undefeated, and taking out number 6 and number 9 ranked wrestlers in D1 by fall in the first period. So that is the wrestlers of the week. We've got the team of the week went to Auburndale for winning the Lumberjack Invite. A couple champs, great performance by them. But wrestler of the week, if you haven't voted, go voted or go vote.
Dang, I just scrolled through. There are, I mean, I think we picked out the individuals. I was just looking through like the top ends of the rankings of like, essentially guys that have already won state titles. I think that's it. I think I don't want to say a lull, but like there was a stretch where it felt normalized that we were having so many state
It was
champs.
like they were happening at the same time. Like they're literally, oh, Matt 3, there's a 4-timer. Oh God, Matt 1, there's a
If
4-timer.
Duchemin wins it this year, then he would have the opportunity next year. He'd be one of them. And then who else did we say? Yeah, Balling, but he's only a
Balling,
year
yeah.
after. Like there's only maybe one a year potentially, and they have to win. They have to win even before that. It's not even So
It'll be interesting.
it is cool. It's such a hard thing to do though. It's just unbelievably hard.
It is
Mitchell Messenbrink, we know how good that guy is. He wasn't a 4-time state champ.
Sinclair wasn't a 4-time state champ.
But Sinclair wasn't a 4-time state champ. Colmere Solo wasn't a 4-time. It is so hard to do. I don't care what division you're really doing it at. Like, you can have the arguments. This guy went through this road, and this guy, yeah, sure, whatever. Among the 4-timers, you can make those arguments, sure. But
Win 4 doesn't. It's insane.
It's so it's crazy.
Which makes what Connor and Coy did that much more impressive. That they came in at above 160.
Yeah,
like that's absurd. Even Keegan won it at like 113. Like you won 4 titles at man. Like those are grown men weights.
High school men weights. Yeah, grown man weights.
I mean, it proves with the freshmen in the ranking, which we're going to get to in a second, is like there's not many people ranked above 150 pounds. There's a few outliers, but
Yeah.
there's four. So let's go right into it. 49 freshmen ranked amongst the three divisions, which is 9.7% of the entire field. Most ranked of the three divisions is D2, which is kind of interesting. They had 19, and then D1 and D3 both had 15. Mount Horeb had the most ranked freshmen, which is kind of interesting, and then a bunch of schools had two. And then, as to be expected, 106 pounds was the most common weight.
Yeah.
So interesting stuff there. I mean, you've got your outliers like a Cade Splinters, number 2 at 215 as a freshman.
He's
He's
so
good.
good.
He's good.
He's so good.
You've got
He's
an Easton Cameroon who's 165. He's number 2. That's
I think
another
he's an older freshman, right? Which I'm not poo-pooing on,
Moody's an
by the
older
way.
freshman.
Those who are
Swick's
listening to
older
me,
freshman.
yeah, there's so many older freshmen, but I think he's an older one, right?
Yeah, they're all on the older side. But thought it was interesting. So if you guys want to go see some stats, go see some numbers, check out the full list. That is on Rokfin. The girls will be coming out later today. I'm going through that. But fun little article to put together. There was a few people that weren't freshmen when I went and cross-checked their names. I was like, well, we need to switch this in the rankings. There was like 2 people that were not freshmen. So thank
It
God I didn't
slips
do all
through
my.
the cracks. It slips through the cracks. I won't even get into what I freaking discovered from Crosby. I'm not even going to out him live, but I had to grip his freaking butt a little
But
bit.
before we get into the next topic, a quick shout out, Combat Corner. Make sure to check
Yeah.
Got a bunch of amazing gear up on the website. If you go to our website, click shop, it'll take you right to our landing page for all of our merchandise on Combat Corner.
Dude,
But
I
state is
love
coming
this
up. Make sure
round
guys
of
check them
gear,
out.
bro.
What?
This round of gear, Jake. I'm looking at it.
That's good.
I like this round. Like I like all of our gear. We're the ones that pick it, But this specific round with like that top row, and then obviously we've had the singlet that we can never keep in stock because they just sell right away. But like this round of gear, I've liked more than any of our other ones. I really like. I don't know. I was just big fan of it.
But we got state coming up. We got Team State coming up. They will be able to make you guys some custom shirts, stuff like that for your fans and your wrestlers. So make sure to check them out.
Yeah, get your
CombatCorner.com.
fan section decked out in a everyone wearing the same shirt, one color. Put a little fan section order form together. $20 for a shirt, and you can all wear the same shirt at team sectionals or team state, and everyone's in a sea of white or red or yellow or blue or whatever your damn color is.
Should we? I don't like saying bad things, but it's just a funny. I'll never forget it. The most infamous shirt of all time was regional qualifier from Waukesha West. You're a regional qualifier, man. You're on the starting lineup. That
I remember
big
that.
fans of Waukesha West.
We
Love
like their
Waukesha West.
Yes, we like their
Great
coaches. We
people.
know them. But I don't
But
feel so
that
bad.
shirt made me laugh when I looked at it, and I was like, "Wait, regional qualifier? You're just here. Like you start. There's no but get some shirts. That always makes me laugh.
Ironically, that you say that too. Parkside for their regional starters to go for the national tournament. All regional starters get a new backpack. I believe. Like they get a new backpack.
And there's something to be said. People make that starting lineup. It's impressive. There's levels to everything, but that one just made me chuckle a little bit.
I did. I was sitting there with you, and I did chuckle at it.
I was like, "Wait, what?" But Otto's in the chat. Maybe I do need some life insurance. That's it. We got that interview. That's up on Rokfin. That was also posted to
Otto's in the
YouTube
chat.
On Rokfin, yeah. But if you want to hear from him, there's some great stories.
Let him call in as a guest right now.
He says some crazy shit. But if you want to hear about the most famous celebratory or celebration of all time, go check that out. I watched that back last night when you led into that. It was flawless. You're like, so what do you think about celebrations? And I was like, I could not keep a straight face. That was very good.
I have to watch that back.
It was funny.
Dude, I don't even have my Rockfit's bugging. I can't even see a comment section on our live video.
Get with it, bro. But let's get into the thing that When I saw it, I was like, what is going on? I'll preference this. I have really nothing to do with the rankings besides posting them and making the graphics. You and the other two do a great job. The ball is in your court for that. But when I saw this and I started to see all the comments, I was like, wait, why is Pulaski not in over Bayport? So I will give you a couple seconds here to defend your case as the Mr. Ranker. Go ahead. Because if you
All
beat
right.
the damn team, you should be in. I can't even hold myself. Go.
All right. Well, I, I thought about how to approach this,
Very
and the
diplomatic of you.
truth is, there's a million different ways I can approach this, and all of them are justifiable and right. Why? For those that don't know, I'm gonna go ahead and read it or explain it. Pulaski beat Bayport. What was the final score? Let me pull
Like
it up real.
within the last 7 days.
Yes, they beat them in their duel this year, like a week ago, or within the last 7 days, as Jake said. The score of that duel was Bayport was number 5 in the state at the time. Pulaski beat them 37-32. Okay? Now, with that being said, I got to pull up my thing. So, yes, they had a good win. And I will say right away, it was a topic of discussion amongst us for literally a solid 20 minutes of debating on what we should do. Ultimately, we settled with dropping Bayport to 8, but keeping Pulaski out of the rankings. Now, I didn't see anybody complain about that except the old Pulaski folk, who I do like.
Which
But
who's going to complain publicly?
people love to complain. You give them something worthy of complaining, they will complain, Jake. I don't know if you know this, but the world is full of complainers.
Yeah,
And
but about a team that isn't their team. But keep going, defend your case.
clearly, people don't feel too strongly about this because they didn't want to complain. Anywho, I can respect it a lot from the Pulaski folk, but you're still wrong. The reasoning. So if we just take a look at Pulaski's schedule, this was kind of the big thing that held them out is who have they beaten essentially, or
Bayport.
What is their schedule? What's that?
Who do they beat? They beat Bayport, who was ranked.
That is it. So they took second at the Lumberjack Invite. That's an individual tournament, right? So it doesn't carry as much weight. But when you're doing these rankings, everything matters a little bit, right?
And they lost to a team that's not even in their division, so that shouldn't really hold that much weight. But keep going.
Okay, but so they lost to Auburndale, who's 5 in Division 3. And then when you want to look at their other duels, I understand that they've won most of their duels. Who have they beaten? Sheboygan North? Well, okay. Green Bay Preble? Okay. What are we talking about here? They took 32nd at the Cheesehead. Now, you get a pass for that. It's the Cheesehead. I get it. But if you want to talk about who else is in their division that finished higher than them, you're talking about Auburndale and it not mattering. They finished behind several teams.
You said it's such an anomaly in the fact that there's
That's
so
fine.
many.
That's fine. I give them a pass for Cheesehead. Everyone kind of gets a little bit of a pass on that. It's the freaking Cheesehead. I get it. Okay. They won the Marquette Challenge by 20 points, but it's like, oh, that's good. They won that tournament. Who's in the Marquette Challenge? A bunch of Michigan teams, not very good comparatively, right? And Amro took 6 at that tournament, so it kind of gives you an idea. They've defeated West Appear and Manitowoc. Again, these aren't teams that are pushing to be in the rankings. And then Wanakee Warrior Invite they won this year. But the top 5 was Pulaski, Wanakee, Merrill, Kenosha Indian Trail, and Riverdale. Pulaski had 14, I believe, for that lineup. The Kenosha Indian Trail, who placed 4th, had 12, and then it was 11 after that, which is what it is, just the strength of those other teams. And then John Roberts, they won that individual tournament over Marathon. Okay. They had 14, Marathon 12. Sucks for Marathon. You lost to them. And then the only other duel they've had this year, Jake, against a ranked team or a team for that matter, even close to the rankings was Coleman, and they lost. Coleman
different division
kind of took it to them a little bit, 43-21. So They beat Bayport. It was a close duel. So part of it, you win, you lose, is what matters in head to head. But you also like have to factor in if they would have blown out Bayport, I bet they are in the rankings. It's a different discussion. But it's a close duel. It comes down to essentially one match between both teams having a ranked guy, and that is a close match, and it goes one way, not the other. It's like if you blow them out, sure. But listen, Jake, listen, you're shaking your head. You can't, dude, I'm telling you, you can't wrestle a Notre Dame football schedule and expect to get into the college football playoff when we haven't beaten anybody. They're Notre Dame right now. They haven't beaten any. They got one good win, and they say we should be it. You can't have the easy schedule and then get in yet. Overall, they've had a good year, but they need more of the higher quality wins to get in. And to further that point, you look at the teams that are currently in, like a Kakana, a Holman, a Hortonville, Nina, Bayport, teams that have been in. Guanago's been in. They're out. But this week, it's top 8. Kakana, Holman, Hortonville, Nina, Casco, Marshfield, Oconomowoc, Bayport. All of those teams, yes, have taken losses. But you know what else all those teams have done? They have all beaten multiple teams that have been ranked or pushed for the rankings. Bayport has beaten Casco and Marshfield. That's 5 and 6. You know, like they have quality wins of people in their field that hold them up. You can't like it was a good win, but if you didn't dominate them and
You know
you
how you
need
fix it?
more, well, it affects it. They've moved up. They're right on that bubble, but you need more. Like you can't just have an easy schedule, get one good win, and say now I'm in the rankings. You have to be able to have
So what are
like
they supposed to do?
have a better schedule.
You literally beat a ranked team, therefore
Right.
you are in the
And you
rankings.
lost to a ranked team. You're 1-1 against ranked
This is
teams,
how you
essentially.
fix it. You swap Bayport and Pulaski. Boom, done. The 1 through 7
Bayport
stays
was
the
at
same.
5. They dropped to 8.
You can't lose. I don't, dude.
Bayport,
I
okay,
saw that.
okay,
I was
okay,
like,
wait.
wait, what?
So
So then the
Pulaski
head
has
means nothing then.
listen. So Bayport lost to Pulaski, right? Okay, so Pulaski beat a ranked team, you said, so they should be in. Pulaski has a win over a ranked team, right? You're saying they
Yeah.
should be in.
Okay. Yeah.
Bayport has a win over 2 ranked teams in that field. So they
Not most
have
recently.
not more recently, but they have 2. That was what you just said.
Well, so then if you say that the progression of a season, teams and individuals get better. So yeah, something could happen in week 3 versus week 7, and it changes.
Yes, it
You
could.
can lose to
But
somebody and then beat them.
you also need I can't come up with the right freaking word, but you need
But
quality wins essentially. You
but
need some quality wins.
it's
That's
crazy to
the
say
first
that
quality
it
win
was.
that they have.
It's
They're a good
crazy to
team.
say that,
They
oh,
are
it was a close duel. It could be flipped, but they straight up beat them head
they did.
to head within the week.
Right. And before that, I
I don't
didn't
care who
have them.
Bayport beat
Before
before.
that,
They
so if you're
lost.
like, if it's so if one guy is like, I don't know, 10 in pound for pound, and another guy wasn't in pound for pound, but that one guy gets a win, he's probably gonna come up somewhere into the pound for pound, but he's
Yeah,
probably
but
not
you know what
gonna
the
be able
pound
to
per pound
show
has a
all the way
lot
over
of
that
weight
other guy.
on is overall career. Pound for pound has a lot to
Yes, I
weight.
know, but the premise
And it's
of like
also it's very hard to have head-to-head matchups when we're talking about different weights. We're talking about teams in the same division that have a ton of common opponents. You beat them head-to-head, you get the nod.
what common opponents? Sheboygan North,
I'm
Green
just
Bay
saying
Packers.
overall the process of
Bayport beat
ranking
them
teams
too.
is significantly easier than ranking pound for pound because you can't 13 pounder can't wrestle heavyweight. There's no common opponents. Yes, Pulaski has had a very easy schedule, but if you straight up beat a team that is ranked, you would get in. It's crazy
No,
that you hold that much
Jake,
weight on.
it depends.
Ugh,
They
it's
have moved
crazy.
up higher. They are right on the bubble of being ranked. But Bayport has enough quality wins right now to keep them in the edge of the rankings. They take another loss, they're out. But right now they have enough quality wins that keeps them in.
It's insane.
You're
Yeah,
insane.
quality wins that aren't recent, weeks ago. Teams
Weeks.
get better, teams
That's crazy,
develop.
man.
You beat a ranked team, you get in.
Okay, but you also have to wrestle a schedule against like
The schedule doesn't
Yeah.
matter if you have okay. So if you have 10 duels and you've got one ranked duel and you win that ranked duel,
And you lose another one against a ranked team.
you
Now you're
lose
1-1
to
against a ranked
number
team.
one Coleman, who is worlds above everybody in D2. Coleman's one of the best teams, probably
No,
top
they're
five across
not. They're
the divisions.
not. No, they're not. Coleman's really good. They're really good. They're number one, but they're not worlds above everybody. Number
They
two team
are
in the state
they're beating a
could
lot
very
of
well
other
beat them.
division teams. But okay, you lose to Coleman, who's number one. It's not like you lost to an unranked D2 team.
I
I
agree.
don't
I
know.
agree.
I
I agree there.
It's just crazy that you have two ranked duels, you lose the number one in D2, so it's not really that big of a thing, and then you literally straight up beat a ranked team in D1. It's nuts. So hopefully Pulaski shows out and plays ahead of them at the Pulaski Invitational. But when I saw that, I
There you
was like,
go.
wait,
You know
what?
what? You know what?
Head to head?
Well, you know what the beauty of this is? All of it will be settled come team sectionals. They're all in the same team sectional,
Which it
baby.
sucks
Team
because none of them are
sectional
making it out.
teams. I don't care. I don't even care about that. Kakana, yeah, that's my vote to make it out. But you know what? Casco, Pulaski, Nina, Bayport, all in the same team sectional. Just make the finals then. Just make the finals against Kakana. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Make the finals then. Make
It
the finals.
sucks in rankings when head to head is probably the most prevalent thing, and it didn't even show here. I'm ashamed.
Yeah,
But
right.
literally, if you have one thing that trumps all, it's head to head wins. That is like, if
But a
you look at
head-to-head
rankings
doesn't
101,
matter if you're too far apart. It doesn't matter until you're right here. You can't just trump again above 15 other people in a head-to-head.
no, it's a shame.
So if you beat someone in the season, so if you're ranked, I don't know, one, and you lose to a guy that's unranked as an individual in the season, in your weight class, in your division, does that guy drop out of the rankings and you drop in?
They don't have to drop all the way out, but usually that person would slide above. And then obviously you
So
go
how
look at
far
all the results. But
slide
if
above?
if
What
Pulaski
if
would
that
have
number
lost to
one
a
guy
bunch
has
of other
wins? What if
teams,
that number one guy has wins over 2 and 3? How far should that number one guy drop? Far enough
does
for the
Bayport
unranked guy
have
to
wins over
go
that
above
many
him?
other ranked people that are above them? And it's not like Pulaski's lost to anybody, so you have nowhere to compare there. Individual's tough because maybe that individual upset number one, but has had a ton of really bad losses. Then I could see you keeping that person lower on the ranking and adjusting number one down a little bit. But Pulaski has not had any losses to any other bad teams. That's the one thing that I'm stuck on is like they have a loss to number one,
Because
and
they
besides
haven't they
that,
haven't been, as we say, in the streets.
well, they have been in the streets, just not against enough good people for you to consider them. But like you said, they're going to settle it this weekend.
Bayport has also beaten Slinger in German. They beat
Not in the rankings.
Slinger, Germantown.
Not in the rankings.
No, but they're Slinger's a bubble team just like Pulaski,
But they're not in the rankings.
right? Neither is Pulaski.
So if Slinger beat Bayport, is Slinger in?
I would have to look and check on the other wins for Slinger, but I do believe they have multiple other quality wins. I don't know if they would get in for sure. Um, I'd have to look at their other dual wins. They've had
Like
a solid
Ocon
year
beat McGuanago and you flip Oconomowoc in right away.
because McGuanago was at 8 and Oconomowoc was already on the bubble.
The bubble. The bubble.
This is like the first win that is like, all right, Pulaski should be considered. Well,
Well,
then they didn't have a win that said they should be considered yet.
I should have put my Pulaski hat on. I feel like a Pulaski hat. But
I
I'm glad we're going there this weekend.
I do like let me say this before I show up Pulaski people. I do like Pulaski and I do like a lot of the people that are involved in Pulaski. Tough time to keep them out of the rankings when we're going there this weekend. But
It's okay.
I do like them. I do like them. I know a good handful of them. They're good people there. But hey,
Some people are just smarter than others. We'll see what happens. But
Uh,
go check out the rankings. They're up on Rokfin. We'll keep it moving here to some other stuff. A quick shout out to our favorite farm, grapplinggardens.com. Check them out. See what's in season for their produce. They've got syrup, they've got honey, they got all that good stuff. Check them out on social, see where they're at this upcoming spring. They're all over the place. But check them out, Grappling Gardens. Let's keep it moving here. I had an article Looking at the most dominant wrestlers of this season for both the men's and the women's. I did not put them in any particular order, but I had a list. I believe it was 16 athletes in total between the boys and the girls, which led me to a question that I asked you this morning. If you had to rank them, both boys and girls, who is your top five for both? I have my top five. I'm curious to hear your top five. That's hard. It's very subjective.
Wait. I gotta pull up the thing again. I gotta pull up my sheet. Let me
So
find
let's
it.
go. Let's start with the ladies. And you list your one, I'll list my one. We'll just go down the list.
I'll find my sheet. Hold on, Chief.
The girls are kind of
I
hard. A lot of the
had
best,
so many tabs open, my friend.
yeah.
Okay.
Girls were a
The
little
girl.
difficult because a lot of the girls are not competing as much in season. I would say Peach and Huffman are definitely competing the most, but then you get a lot of these girls that are going to other events outside the high school season, so there's not a ton of results. But kind of my
I
idea for
mean,
this article, my
Brooke
idea for
Huffman
this,
is number one. You just pin your way
yeah,
through.
100%.
There's nobody more dominant. She's
My
doing.
let me explain. So the rationale behind the article was there are people that have had losses to out of state individuals that are on the list. If you had an in-state loss, boom, you're off. A Crook has had a loss, but to number 8 in the country, Brody Kelly, who's very great, very good. He's going to UNC. Newbert had a loss to a highly ranked Texas kid. That's not going to hinder him too much. But I was looking mostly at the in-state wins. Obviously, out-of-state stuff does count, but that's kind of my rationale. And then I'm looking at, are you dominating the guys at your weight that are highly ranked? So that was kind of the consideration. There's a few guys that maybe didn't make the cut that have had a couple close wins against some people that maybe they should have blown out of the water a little bit more. But let's start with the ladies. You go first.
I did. Brooke Huffman.
So I actually went Maddie Peach.
Oh, really?
So the reason for that is that Maddie Peach has had multiple pins against more highly ranked individuals at her weight, including Dayla Collins, who's number 10 in the country. She pinned her in the first minute or first period. So Huffman is pinning everybody, which ultimately she's going to get the state. She's going to pin all the ranked people. But so far this season, I think so. Collins is number one at the weight
Quality
above
wins.
Peach. She's pinned her. She's number one at 132 and number 10 in the country. She's pinned Krasinski, who's number 2. She's pinned Alasker, who's like number 3. So she's pinned 1, 2, 3, and maybe 5, and a nationally ranked individual. So I put Peach as 1, number 2, Huffman. So a little bit of strength of schedule.
But Peach has not pinned every opponent, right?
She has, from what I've seen.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I guess
So
maybe I
she's
go with Peach then with quality. I'm thinking like how they do the Hodge with like pins, techs, majors, quality opponents, like that sort of thing. Like everyone you're wrestling's good, right? I get
yeah,
that in terms of like, they're ranked, they're good, but then there's people that are better than the better people.
yeah.
Oh,
There's a great
okay.
YouTube video with Ben on ADBOY's YouTube with he goes through the Hodge. It's kind of interesting to hear him break it down as someone that's won the Hodge. So if you guys are looking for wrestling content, he's doing some reaction videos. But number 2, Huffman. Who's number 2 for you? Would you say Peach?
Yeah. So if I went with Huffman, then it would be Peach. Otherwise, flip flop either one. Yeah.
My next would be Taylor Whiting.
Ooh.
And Taylor has, let's pull it up here.
Did you go with Taylor because she's got more, I believe, matches than like a Hanrahan?
So she's got a couple more matches in a Hanaran, and she's teched number 4 and beat number 3 9-2. Hanaran has only had a handful of matches.
Mm,
And her highest ranked win, from what I've seen, is a pin over number 10. So I put Hanaran at 4,
five. Oh,
and then I put Bianchi at 5.
mm. I put Bianchi at 4.
And so now that I think about it, you probably
This
could
is
switch them, but Hanaran being number 1 in the country,
it has nothing to do with how dominant you are.
but she's had not as many matches, but she is, I would say, Bianchi had a pin and attack. I'm seeing Hanaran has pinned everybody, but less, so more pins with one less higher ranked win.
Less matches though,
Yeah,
which does factor in at some point. Like you got to meet the. I'm thinking Hodge style, but like you got to
and
meet
and
the
also
match.
I did
Yeah.
think I had a little bit of weight on Hanran took fourth at the Midlands. Bianchi did not place there, so that is kind of nuts. Now that's out
Oh, with the
high school
college open,
season,
I guess it
but
wasn't
you go place top five at a college open. That's kind of nuts.
pretty
So
good.
that's my
Pretty
list.
good.
Those are my ladies. Multiple ways to put them in there, but yeah, that was my top five. For the boys, I want to hear who you got. I think we're probably the same on this one. No, in
Mm,
my eyes.
I think it's probably between two people.
It's between two
First,
people, but the one that gets the nod for me has significantly better results so far this season.
I'm gonna go. Kellen.
Bingo. So I go with Kellen too. He opened his weekend or he's opened his year up with a tech over number three Gehring, who's also in the pound for pound. He teched number two ranked Auburg in their head to head matchup 2 weeks
Oh,
ago.
that's a spoiler alert. But
He
yeah, wearing it is in pound for pound.
what?
So that's a spoiler alert.
Oh, he avenges his loss last year in the Minnesota Christmas tournament to Perro, who I believe is number one in Minnesota, maybe was on the national ranks. He beats him.
He
4-0
was
win
actually.
over Justice Jesseroga at the Cheesehead. Only 4-0, but shuts him out. Very good wrestler, number one in Iowa. And then Tech number four in the country, Stevens, who's also number one in D2.
Stevens was
So,
up to 4. I thought he was like
yeah,
9.
he's
Right?
number four now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's for Kellen. Hawken is my number two. He's got a
Mm.
tech over Bussy, who's number one returning state champ, and a pin over number six in D1, Christian Bass, and then another top 10 pin in D1. But strength of schedule, the wins over number one in Minnesota and number one Iowa only by decision holds just a little bit more. I mean, they're not pinning, but I mean, you go out and beat two number ones from different states, and you take
My
from the country.
my number 2 is not Hawkins. Eli
Ooh.
Leonard.
Ooh.
Taking out Aaron Stewart at Cheesehead and then obviously just smashing people in state. That's my guy. He's got the really good quality win that Hawken does not have in the high school season right now.
So that's my third is actually Eli, for very same reasons. And then who is your four?
Mr. Camden Rugg.
Ooh, hold on. Hawken. I'm gonna look at my notes here. Come on. So Rug. So I've got Rug's not even actually Rug's just outside of my top five.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think you could get him in
I
there,
mean,
but
Vince DeMarco, 11-0. He's a
the
state
Fargo
champ,
All
I believe,
American.
for Illinois. Fargo All-American. Beat him 11-0.
I don't think he's a state champ. He might have been a finalist, but I
I know
could
he's
be
a
wrong on.
finalist for sure. I thought he won it.
So this is where I couldn't there I had three names with Rugg being the odd man out in this list. So I actually went with Newbert because of his in-state wins for both number one Immel and number one Fleege. 7-1, very controlling at Battle in the Bay over Immel, and then Major over Fleege, who's number one in D3. So that was he did
Yeah.
lose to someone from Texas, but he's been kind of controlling every in-state person and beat both number ones in the same season. It's kind of nuts. So
Mm-hmm.
that's my four is Newbert. Who's your
Mm.
four?
Mm. I kind of between three people. So, I'm trying to I didn't pick. Um I think my four is Kale Leisking.
So if Kale is
He's
my
number one, number two, and a number three guy in the state. By a fall. He
yep
pinned a guy, and I believe he teched one of them as
yep.
well.
So I've got Kale in my five spot. He's got the fall in the Fond du Lac finals over Grolkley, who's number one. He beat number two Grant Matthews 9-3, and then Tech number three in D2, Devin Otto. It's crazy though. We kind of talked about this the other day with Matthews in the pound for pound. Matthews is like two losses are to the highest ranked guys, and he's not getting bonused by these guys. He kept it close against Martin 6-3, keeps it close. I mean, relatively close 9-3 against Leisking, but Leisking and Martin are kind of blowing everybody out of the water. So I'm excited to see Matthews postseason. Man, that match against Nehemiah was so much fun at Big Cheese. Those
Yeah,
dudes are
those
scrappy.
guys.
But
Yeah.
that's my top five. Another name that was just super close to being in, but just didn't have enough of those really big wins was like a Reed Falk. He's number one at 190. He's teched number 7. He's 11-4 over number 3. He's teched number 4. He's majored number 2. So he's beating all of the in-state guys, but he just needs that, like, those guys just aren't as good as some of the other names on the list in terms of like those big wins. But another name was like a Liam Crook. He has one out of state loss to number 8 in the country, like I said, but he's got that really close match with Mayer. But besides that, he's kind of just demolished every single person that's ranked. So that's also like in that top 8 range. But it was a lot of fun going through the list and trying to figure out who. That's why I was like, I can't rank them right now, but I thought we'd talk about it. So, but I'm curious to hear people in the comments, like, what is your top 5, top 3, maybe the most dominant? I feel like Kellen's kind of maybe the clear one, but
It feels
interesting.
like clear. He feels like the clear.
Yeah,
With the he's got the quality wins and he's got like hammering wins too.
yeah. To beat number 4 Tech and beat both Minnesota and Iowa's number 1 ranked wrestlers, very impressive. But let's jump into Pulaski. Invite goes down this weekend. Super excited for that. 58 ranked wrestlers, not as much as the Highlander, but much less
There's so
teams.
much that's gonna Pulaski invite just got so much more interesting too after the after the
Call them out
team.
like that.
Yeah,
You're
because
gonna,
like this will definitely matter, right? Like if Pulaski finishes ahead of Casco and Bayport and like these other teams, then yeah, it's time to slide them in there. But if they don't, if they don't,
cannot wait to see you. Cannot wait to see you have to walk this back. LOL, Luke Mitchell. I like that comment. But
oh,
6
he's
number
gonna
1
be
ranked wrestlers, 25 wrestlers ranked in the top 5. I went through and picked out a couple brackets matches that I'm excited for. We'll talk more about this in our article that comes
I'm
out. But
so excited for Pulaski.
106 pounds. Super excited to see number 1 Warple, number 6 Woozencraft. Both these guys are freshmen, having very good seasons. Woozencraft has only lost 3 matches, all at Cheesehead to out-of-state guys, I believe. Maybe one from a different division. So that will be a fun one. 120 pounds has number 4, number 5, number 7, number 8, number 11, and number 12 all in it. So that's one of those brackets that's wide open. A lot of guys could win that one. 138, unbeaten, number 1 in D2, Christopher. He will most likely have former number 1 in D1, Joey Jeancourt of Casco. He is now at 3 after his loss to Schneider, but he's beaten Schneider twice this year, or once this year. So that'll be a fun one. 144, you've got Newbert, who's number 1. And number 3, Botting. Botting is just, he's scrappy. He can scramble. He can score. So that's a fun one. 7 ranked wrestlers at 165. So another one of those, I think it's like number 4 and a couple other guys after that. So not like a clear favorite. And then 285. Anytime that Nehemiah steps on the mat, I will be watching. He's always fun to watch. But can he make it through number 1 Kale Ice King? So I can't recall if those two have met recently, but that's just a fun match. Nehemiah's got a gas tank. Obviously, Kale does what he does really well, gets that 2-on-1, gets that single leg. So those are some of the weights that I am excited for, but we'll have an article out on that. We've got all the returning state medals and qualifiers up on Rokfin. We have the full list of ranked wrestlers out on Rokfin. So make sure to check that out. But we'll have all 6 mats live on Saturday. That starts at 9. So super excited. Our first year I made the drive up to Pulaski. Some great wrestling. So very excited to be back this year. But should we touch on some Badgers content before we sign off here?
yes.
They took the mat last Sunday against Minnesota, dropped their duel 26-10. But some close matches. Number 30, Gavin Nelson,
A lot of them.
very close to 4-2 win over Wyatt Ingham. Amos with a ranked win over Wisconsin native Coy Hopke 2-0. Sudden victory for Jory Volk, who's number 9 over Rivera. Zan Fugit with a major decision. Exford drops to number 9, Vance Bauer, Von Bauer. Zargo with a ranked win over number 23, Drew Roberts, 4-1. Millard over Meckler by major.
Did you see that going that way, Millard and Meckler?
So it's funny. I actually talked to Ernie about this when I was testing the internet. I would have gone Millard, but we both kind of agreed that Meckler he's been wrestling the best he's ever wrestled, and he holds such good position. So it's kind of hard to get through him. I didn't think that Charlie would open it
Yeah,
up
it
like
was a
that.
take off. I don't
Um,
want to say take off 7, but sort of like this match seems blown open, and on the score, it
Big
certainly
move.
was. Yes. Well, Charlie got a single leg, and Meckler kind of fell funny, and he fell into a bottom leg Turk, so it went feet
Mm,
to back, and there was 7 right off the whip, or like kind of early in the match. It might have been this early second period, late first period. But that's 7 points right off the rip. And Charlie, I think, had one takedown before that, so that puts him up. He had 10 on the board
yeah,
already. And then there was a late score by Charlie. Good on Charlie. Is like Meckler's just trying to like come forward, score some, like score some points, and Charlie just like dropped right in on a low shot and
yeah.
scored a late takedown. So very savvy wrestling by Charlie. But I think like with that blowing open, it changed the whole dynamic of what this match ended up being. I would have picked it to be like a Charlie by a couple, or like a very close 1-2
Yeah.
points score match.
That's what I kind of would have thought. I did not know that that's how it opened up, but so that was that one. Number 11, Sparks over number 24, Gable by major. Um, Germantown native Ethan Riddle, who's number 24 in the country, over Condon, and then Max
He is so
Malazan,
interesting to watch.
number
I don't know how
4.
much you've watched Riddle. Have you watched him wrestle much?
A little bit, yeah.
He's he just kind of stands there, but he's super athletic in terms of like his body awareness. He's very like I don't know. I've wrestled with him like once or twice, just messing around, but he's very like he's strong. He doesn't look like it, but he's strong, and he just kind of like he's there, and then he just can move really well with his body. Like when exchanges happen, really good hips, very like good awareness of always
So
knowing when to
rigid,
release.
and then when he needs to move, he moves well.
Yeah, yeah. hmm
I'm sure
And
he's
it's
strong
tough.
as
I
fuck.
feel like it's got to be tough to wrestle him.
I'd like to see, I mean, different weights, but I'm sure Millard and Riddle have had some great scraps over the year.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. I
Well,
mean, they've been
shit,
around.
when you grow up in that North Shore room with everyone so damn good at hand fighting, you got to be able to hold position. Oh my gosh, think of some of those guys that come through that room.
Ingham Nelson. I watched that one. That was. I talked about that one in the recap article. Ingham
He can
doing a
get and
lot.
finish his shots. He's gonna be
That's what he needs. Yeah, you've seen that too. I think he wrestles with plenty of a motor. It has nothing to do with wrestling harder. I don't want him ever to think that. If I was in coach's corner, I'd say, you know, you nailed that part. You just need to work on your finishing, because he gets to the legs a lot, but he does like I don't know. If you had an effort scale of 10, he's at like an effort of like a 9.5, and the guy he's wrestling is at like an effort of a lot of the time probably like a 6.5 or something, and he'll
yeah.
gas those guys out. I think it's very similar. Like obviously there's different scales, but I think it's very very similar to what Ben used to talk about with Mitchell. The amount of work Mitchell used to do in a match for like the reward he was getting was, so he was like doing a lot of extra essentially, instead of like making that guy wrestle him and like being and essentially like cleaning up the finishes. And then once Mitchell literally go, phew. And I do think Ingham in that regard is very similar with the amount of work he does, compared to his finishing. And if he can, like, you're going to melt guys so much faster
Yeah.
too, because you're able to make them wrestle.
I mean, I think back to the Bucknell duel. He was in on a lot of shots. He just finishes one of those shots, and that was against Betchold, who's a top 15 guy. I mean, so close. And I mean, that's
Yeah.
the biggest thing is you get these guys that have a motor and can wrestle a high pace. It works in high school because you're going to break a lot of these guys. It's that game plan and that strategy of getting those shots and finish them cleaner, and you're going to get so many more points. I mean, it's going to be a whole
It
different.
went from it went from that one to the exact opposite I like both these guys, but Hopkey and Amos's match was so boring.
I heard that was a very boring match.
Oh my gosh, they both just stood there and neither of them wanted to shoot. It looked like you were playing the patience game of I'm gonna wait to down block go behind you or reattack you, and I'm just gonna wait longer than you will. And they both waited and waited. Even at the end when Hopkey needed to score, it still didn't feel like he was like to the leg. Granted, Amos, he did take a few shots there at the end, but like obviously at that point, Amos is purposely trying to shut it down
Yeah.
because he's up 2-0. But yeah, that was not an entertaining match. That's for sure.
You'll have those with the big guys, especially
Yeah,
when you're
that'll happen.
271 pounds. It's hard to score on somebody when they're big. But
Well,
so that was the result for Minnesota. Quick turnaround Friday night, taking on number 2 Ohio State, I believe at Ohio State. Ohio
yeah,
State
they are.
sat some of their better guys. Cannon did not wrestle, who's number 1. Gallagher did not wrestle, who's number 15. But this is what the projected
I'm
lineup
not,
would say is. WrestleStat has got it 35 nothing. If this is
yeah,
their lineup,
I'm
this is a
not gonna
tough
lie.
team, man.
I wouldn't mind if they wanted to sit one or two of their guys. This is Ohio State is the only team in the country the only team that can beat them is Penn State. There's
Yeah,
nobody in the country that can beat Ohio State this year. They are very good.
10 ranked,
Even
all of
that
them in the
Penn
top
State
10
duel will be
besides one. Think about that. That's
that Penn
nuts.
State duel is going to be really fun. I think
Yeah.
they wrestle this year, don't they?
I don't recall, but I believe they do.
They did. I'll check real quick. Ohio State
Um, but I
wrestling.
always like WrestleStat. They got Busakis over Rivera 11-6. Davino over Fugit 8-5.
They do. They wrestle in Bryce Jordan.
Really, that's gonna be a good one. Mendez over Expert.
Oh, that's going to be
Heck.
insane.
Styles over Zargo 8-5. Cannon over Meckler by major. Gallagher over Gable
Well,
decision.
these are predictions, so
But I like it's interesting. I want to. It's interesting to see
I've
what they
I've
think.
already debunked how wrong Russell Stats formula can be twice
So
this year.
Feldman over Amos 6-5 is an interesting projection. I do not see it going like that. Amos is going to have to use his weight in his hand fight, but Feldman, that dude moves so well. He just took out Ferrari in overtime. I think he's beaten Ferrari twice this year.
Did. Yeah.
If you're looking at this matchup, who is the, I guess, pick one or two guys that you think could be the upset? Because on paper, everyone's underdog.
Amos.
Okay,
I think Amos can beat Feldman. I'd give you three. So I think Amos can beat Feldman.
I would say
Um,
Zarco.
if Amos has to um, wrestle from behind, it'll be harder. But this could play into him because Feldman will attack, and if Amos is able to basically re-attack scores, yeah, I think Amos can win that. Fugit Davino is very fun because Davino is so good offensively on his feet. But
Good, great
what is
reattacks.
Fugit so good at?
Reattack.
Reattacks. So it's gonna make Davino be more selective, or it's gonna play right into Fugit's hand if he's not careful and selective. Fugit could win that. I know he's 12, but again, he took fourth last year at nationals. Fugit is when he's wrestling well, he's definitely among the best. But that weight class is insane.
I mean, Flo was literally
And
talking about it.
then
133 is by far the deepest weight. I mean, you got all Americans. Ayala has a losing record as of last week, and that's a two-time runner-up. How crazy is that? That dude was 4-5 a week ago, and he's a two-time national runner-up. When I saw
he's
that, I was
so
like, how is
good
that even
too.
possible?
It's not even like he's pulled it off.
Oh, it's insane. That's college wrestling for
Yeah. Um, I don't know a ton about Ethan Styles. I thought he was a leg rider. If that's the case, that could be tough for Zargo because if Zargo doesn't get off on bottom, he can't really put pace on somebody. Um, so if he is, I can't remember if he's a leg rider. If Styles is good on top, then maybe it's a situation you don't choose bottom. I don't know. And then Engum Giok, I think Ingham's in most of the matches he wrestles. I'm not saying he's going to win because he's lost a couple of those against those ranked guys really close, but I do think he's in a lot of them. And again, if he can clean up some of the finishing stuff, um, it's going to take his and that takes time, but that's going to take his wrestling he's going to make a jump. He's going to make a very big jump if he learns to finish through his singles and his shots. It's going to an unbelievable jump for him.
It'll be big. But this duel this weekend, excited for that. A lot of good Big Ten wrestling coming up. The Friday night, like doubleheader, tripleheader has been fun when we're not setting up.
Mhm.
Nice to watch that. But we got the Pulaski Invite live this weekend. Excited for that. We're locking in our sectionals and team sectionals. We did announce the ones we're going to. We have more to come. Got the pound for pound coming out later today. We've got the girls, freshmen in the rankings. We've got a bunch of WIAC stuff. Got some other girl stuff coming out. So lots of content to come. So make sure to check it out. You got anything else before we sign off? Anything else you want to say to the Pulaski faithful?
Yeah, don't kill me when I see you guys on Friday and Saturday. I'm excited to be there. I don't ruin it
You're
for
gonna
me.
get there and the doors will be locked. It's like that video that football player shows up to the building and he's like, he can't get in. He's like, I get cut.
Yeah,
And I can let you in.
I'm excited to be. I really am excited to be in Pulaski. I
Bay,
like wrestling.
Bayport people will be happy to see you though.
Yeah, maybe I'll go sit by them. I guess during. No, I'm excited to be up there. It is a really, really great tournament. You're gonna want to watch it. Yeah, but this weekend's honestly gonna be so fun. It's gonna be really fun. The team
Go on.
race is, and it's Kakana's winning. Okay, that's what I'm. That would be my guess. Is Kakana wins the team race, but second, third,
That's
fourth,
second
fifth,
spot.
it's gonna be so excited. And the runner up is gonna be excited. Yeah, runner up, top five. The order of the top five will be, uh, it'll be good. It will be good. It'll be
A
fun.
lot of great matches. But we will see you guys on Saturday. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next time.